Hey, hey, here we are again. This is Musa Jackson, and I'm your host, and this is Ambassador Digital Magazine Live. So, okay, listen, I'm out there in the streets, and I'm watching, and I see us, and some of us are not doing what we're supposed to do, okay? And that is, we should be really kind of still wearing our masks. The social distancing, we come a little bit closer, but I think we still got to do this, y'all. Okay? We're trying to get through all this. And if we're going to do it, you might as well do it in style, right? So I was given this wonderful mask, and you can get this from Edwin D'Angelo. He's an amazing designer. He works with us. He's a Harlem business. He's a small business. He's an incredible designer. He's been featured in our magazine before. And this particular mask, I think retails for $19.99. So go on his website, and he has one for you. Okay. So I'm gonna take that off once again. The face is gonna stay with me. Okay. Oh, hey, someone's got to wear it. So I am so excited because I was able to receive my sweatshirt. I've been seeing this sweatshirt, and my good friend called and said, "I want to send you a sweatshirt." And here it is. It is by Love Jones. He does this incredible. This is the Baldwin. By Love Jones. One of the hottest sweatshirts around. So please go to his website. Where is it? I have it here. So on his Instagram is @by Love Jones. Facebook, by Love Jones. And his website is just bylovejones.com. And I want to thank you for everything. He loves the magazine. So he said, congratulations. Been getting a lot of love. I want to tell you, it's been so crazy busy for us. We do this weekly. We love what we do. We're passionate. We know this is what we want to do. Me and my creative director, Paul Marhone, we love doing what we're doing. We want to always bring to you amazing content, and we're being, flooded by incredible people from here, LA. So just, keep watching the program. Thank you guys so much for your support. It's really appreciated. And, we take all donations too. Okay. And you can also inquire about our sponsorships and things like that. Okay. So, but I want to, as always, just, very excited. I'm always excited. People that see me, they were like, Musa's always excited about something, right? And I'm so excited about this particular show because it's, two amazing people that I'll be bringing on who I adore so much. And so I'm so excited because we haven't done it before, but we're going to be having a guest co-host. We're going to talk about her in a minute, but, as we always do, we kind of do what's happening in the world. So I also want to say, before we even start, I have to say to one of our cover stars, who's a great friend of ours, great friend to the show. She might not be watching tonight, but KC Duke, you're in our prayers. Her beautiful dog, her companion, passed away. And we just want to say we're sending you love. Apollo, okay? Apollo, rest in peace, okay? Beautiful little companion. So everyone send you her prayers. We're sending prayers from Ambassador Digital Magazine to you. Also, once again, we're out with essential healthcare workers. They're still doing it. As a matter of fact, I saw a news program, and they said, we're still out here. We're no longer, one said, we're no longer your heroes like we were, but we're still out here. And I'm going to say this to the woman that said that the healthcare worker, you are our heroes. And now and forever, okay? So I just want to say a shout out to you. Continue to do your work, the good fight, the good work. And what else we have? Oh gosh, if this isn't happening, it seems like every day, or we're finding out about it, about something that's happened from the past. And it's become relevant, it's just crazy. But the latest is a man named Daniel Prude, who his brother, I believed, he was suffering from mental health issues, and I guess he was having an episode, and his brother called the police to help with the situation, and they, in typical KKK cops fashion, they came, and not only did they subdue his brother, who happened to be in the streets naked at the time, they subdued him on the ground, and they put a plastic bag over his head. And that wasn't enough. As he was handcuffed, they placed his head on the ground. So he actually died of asphyxiation, which they said this is something that has been happening. They haven't always been reporting about it. So, another murder, and this happened in Rochester, and it actually happened in March. So we're sending our prayers to that family. They are also seeking justice, as they should. And, this was Daniel Prude, and another Black man that has lost his life at the hands of the very incompetent police forces around the country. They're showing who they are, the racists that they are. We know that wouldn't probably have happened if you were a white man, but that seems to be the order of the day. So we say his name as well, Daniel Prude. We say your name, justice for Daniel Prude. Of course, Breonna Taylor her killers have not been brought to justice, but the shenanigans around it continue. So they're trying to somehow slander her by linking her to her ex-boyfriend, and we say big ex-boyfriend, who may have been a drug dealer, but that's an ex, okay? And there was some records that showed that they had falsified reports about this to try to slander her, and her boyfriend, who was in the house with her, Kevin Walker, has filed a lawsuit against the Louisville Police Department. Obviously, and they're saying the shot that he fired actually was not the one that hit the officer. They're saying that potentially it was shot by their own officer, shot each other. Okay, but how interesting, he was charged within 2 hours to defending his house, where he lost his woman who was killed, Breonna Taylor, in 2 hours. He was charged, but yet 6 months later, the cops who killed Breonna Taylor have still not been brought to justice. Exhausting. Enough. How many adjectives can we, as Black people, as Black men, say? But this is a recurring thing. And but on a happier note, I want to just say congratulations to Tyler Perry. I've always admired him. Even I enjoy the Madea films. So not all of them, but a lot of them. I think he's funny. So, and I'm happy that he has now joined the ranks of the Billionaires Club. This man wrote, produced, and directed his way into the Billionaires Club, despite the haters, and is the owner of the largest studio in North America, possibly anywhere, but certainly here in this country, owned by a Black man who at one point lived in his car under a bridge. So if that's not inspiration enough for us, then we can all learn something from that, to pursue your dreams. And speaking of a gentleman who pursued his dreams, who we're all still in shock and in mourning. I know I am. I know the rest of the country is. I know most people that I talk to are over the loss of the actor, the incredible actor, Chadwick Boseman. What an amazing legacy he's left behind in such a short period of time. This man was diagnosed or had been living with cancer for 4 years and made epic films that will be etched in our memories, from Thurgood Marshall to 42, Jackie Robinson story, to, of course, the iconic Black Panther film, and as well as The Bloods with the Spike Lee film that we recently saw, which I guess at that point he was suffering. And, you know, interestingly enough, at that time, you know, we got to really check ourselves sometimes, because he wasn't looking like, at that point, the superhero that he was in Black Panther. And, you know, rumors were swirling around. Meanwhile, he was suffering from cancer. So it lost that weight. And so we got to learn how to sometimes not just judge a book by its cover, but look at what's underneath. And I will forever be honored to have the opportunity to have met you, Chadwick Boseman. I had an opportunity, it's funny enough, Angelique Miles was our co-host. Her and I were met him at the same time when we were asked, Chef Carlos brought us to Boulevard Bistro when it was on Lenox Avenue. They had, I think, done something at the Apollo, and I had the opportunity to meet Mr. The incredible Chadwick. And I remember how that went down, because I'm there and I walk in and and Chef Carlos says, "Oh my God, here's the Harlem ambassador." So he goes, "Mr. Boseman, you must meet our Harlem ambassador." And this man, who I'm like pretty much a little bit fanning out a little bit, he almost just like, "Oh my God, the ambassador." And I'm like, "You're Black Panther." So it was a great moment, and that's what you see there. And I also got to meet his brother, who I'm sending my love to his entire family. But I got to know Kevin, his brother, and so I'm sending my love to his wife that he married, and his Kevin and the rest of the family. And you know, thank you so much. One of the things I'll leave you with for him, I always say, live your life with passion. And Chadwick's big thing was purpose. He lived a purposeful life, a legacy that will live on, believe me. And so live your life with passion, live your life with a purpose. Speaking, and also a major purpose we all have, and is voting. If you have not registered, you must register, please. I'm begging you to do this. This is the most important election of our lifetime, certainly of my lifetime. I've been voting. You know, I come from a voting family. I've been voting my entire life, and this is my ticket right here. You know, Biden is a you know, gentleman who will restore dignity back to the White House. I can't say enough about Senator Kamala Harris, our VP. She's made history. That alone, we need women. We need color up in there. Up in the White House, okay? She's a HBCU grad, and AKA, so, you know, she's gonna bring the fire, y'all, all right? But everybody that hasn't voted, we need you to vote. I just found out recently that Paul just told me that Barclay Center as well as MSG will be polling centers. They're converting into polling centers so we can all vote, people can vote. And, you know, I'm going in person. Okay, I'm not, on a personal note, I'm going in person. I'm, you know, I'm one of those type of people that I like a receipt, you know. I'm still that guy. So I need you know, I know people are going to mail in, and I know there's deadlines for that when we should be mailing it. I don't have that right in front of me, but you should look up if you're going to mail in. Okay, we know that there's some shenanigans with the post office, but I'm the type of person, I'm going to wait in line. If I got to wait bring my lunch, bring my dinner, bring some snacks. If I got to do some pull-ups, some exercises, some crunches, whatever I got to do, I'm going to be on that line. Okay, so I'm going to see all of Harlem voting blue in that line. Okay, this brings me to our first up. Brings me to my guest host, who's going to introduce our cover star, FLO NGALA. But the first up is easily, y'all, one of the finest ladies, okay, I've ever met. All right, and you know, and this brother's met some fine ladies, okay. She is a beauty inside and out. Yes, we all know she's one of my closest friends, if not one of my closest female friends, for sure. But beyond that, she's just an incredible woman who has managed to just really explode. And this is her time. She is one of the leading brand ambassadors for major brands. Okay, some that you see her everywhere, and she's an influencer. And she's my guest host for tonight, the first ever. We haven't had a guest host yet, so we're growing. And I want to reintroduce, and also one of our cover stars, the amazing, beautiful Angelique Miles.
Hey.
Hey, babe.
Thank you for having me.
Oh my God, thank you for honoring us by being our co-host, being the host tonight, babe. So you're gonna co-host this sucker, right? Like a Regis and Kathy back in the day. So I'm gonna step out, and part of the reason, Angelique, I'm gonna step out is because when it comes to women and women empowerment, I think sometimes we just need to, Black men or men in general, just need to listen.
Mm-hmm.
I think we just need to listen. I was raised by a single mom and 2 older sisters, honey. I love my ex-wife. I got a daughter. I know, Matt, you and the rest of my lady friends, I listen. Y'all know I listen. And that was one of the reasons why I said, Angelique, perfect. Please host this show with the phenomenal Flo, who I met through you.
Mm-hmm.
And who we both adore.
Yes, very much so.
And so I just want to say so y'all, I'm about to step off.
Okay.
And I'm gonna step off and look at God. She gonna take my job, y'all. Look at how pretty she is. She go, no, I don't want it. She got plenty. Listen, y'all. Girlfriend got. Like I said, I'm thankful that she's here right now. She's like stopping me stuff. Don't embarrass me, bro. Okay. Anyway, thank you, Angelique. I'm gonna step off while you bring on our cover star.
Okay. Well, hello everyone. Without further ado, we're gonna bring FLO NGALA on. Hi, Flo.
Oh, hello. Hi.
What are you doing? Where are you?
Hear me?
I can hear you.
I just got back home from Chicago.
How did that go? Uh-oh. Can you hear me, Flo?
Oh my gosh. I hope this doesn't mess up.
Can you hear me? Flo? Uh-oh. Okay, so we're going to wait till she's someplace where there's a better connection. But anyway, I met Flo. Are you there? You're moving. Can you hear me, Flo?
Oh, hello.
Can you hear me? You can't hear me? Can you see me? Okay. Musa, you there?
I'm gonna, yeah. Bring me back on, Paul.
You're back.
Okay. Hey, I'm back. Okay, so listen. That's the one thing I love. One of the things I love about Flo, and I'll stay on. One of the things I love about Flo is that, and I mentioned that she's a globe-trotting celebrity photographer, right? Angelique?
No, she's a jet setter, and I've only known Flo for a little over a year, and I am just in awe of the way she's just grown in that short period of time. I mean, all the covers she's done, all the celebrity shoots she's done, and at such a young age, she's just so mature and so smart.
Right.
I'm always in awe of the things she's doing.
Mm-hmm. I love that. And yeah, I mean, we're talking about a 25-year-old, who's literally shot some of the biggest celebrities in town. The biggest right now in music, we can, I think, arguably say is Cardi B, right? And she's been working with Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion is like coming up, like she's trotting right up. So she's up in the mix. So this woman is everywhere. We're going to talk to her about that when she gets kind of settled. She just came in from Chicago. So she just literally was like, I'm here, I'm in Chicago, but I'm going to make the show. So she's trying to settle down, and I think the rain has this messed up connection, but she's almost home. She said that, so she's almost home. So me and Angelique are gonna talk a little bit about her, and we'll bring her on. So Angelique, I met Flo through you.
Yes.
And that would have been a year. It's been like a year now, right?
It's been about a year, a little over a year. I met her at an event in the city, like in Soho. I remember the event, but I'm very forgetful because I'm hormonal. So I forget everything. So I met her at an event, and she was a photographer for that event. And I forgot to send it to you, but she took my first photo that night. And this is during the time where, I was starting to become an influencer and getting more brand partnerships. And remember, you'd be taking my photos with my iPhone. I'd be like, Musa, I gotta take pictures for this brand. Just take a couple of pictures for me. And by this time, as the brand partnerships became more consistent and frequent for me, I met Flo. And she took a picture of me that night, and I was like, let me reach out to her to see if she wants to do some brand work with me. And that's how it all started. And she was like, I was gonna reach out to you too to see if that's what you needed. So it worked out. It was like we were supposed to meet. And now she's become like family to me. She is.
I mean, I remember when that happened and we were talking about it. You were like, oh, I met this young lady. And I was like, oh, really? And you're like, yeah, I think it's good. I get a good feeling from her. And her energy instantly, like she's just got this incredible energy. And like, she's just, when you see her, she just is like alive. You know what I mean? And she's over here, she's over there, but she's also really focused, which is interesting, especially when it comes to the shots. She knows how to get her shots.
That, and not only that, just as a person, she's very comfortable in her skin. Like she's very comfortable having a conversation with older people or hanging out with us, older people. Like when I was 25, I didn't hang out with any 50-year-olds. You know what I mean? I didn't know, but she brings something to the conversation every time. She's not timid or shy about, she's just very comfortable with who she is. And I attribute that to her mom. Her mom's amazing. She's raised some amazing children. Like her brother and her sister are both doing amazing things. They're super smart. I think her sister just graduated from NYU, and her brother's they're just really smart kids. Right. Their mom, unfortunately her dad passed away some time ago, but her mom has done an amazing job raising. They're amazing kids.
Yeah,
amazing people.
Absolutely. I got to meet her brother as well, and I was just like, these are smart. She's raised some smart kids, and they're smart adults. I shouldn't say kids because they are adults.
Yeah, they're not kids.
They're not kids.
I have to correct myself too.
I know, right? I'm like, they're not kids. I mean, what am I? And they're just so smart and just so kind and so mannerable, and all that.
Great integrity, great character.
Yeah.
Just nice, good people.
Nice, great people, and I'm so proud of her and all of her accomplishments. It's not. Listen, I've been in this business, especially in the magazine world, in terms of being a model forever, and known photographers most of my life. And you literally, it takes forever to work with a Rolling Stone, and we know that. A Rolling Stones, or get your photo on the cover of New York Times.
Billboard. She just had the Billboard cover.
Oh my God!
She's working with Nike. She's done things with Apple.
Reebok, she did, right? I saw Reebok.
Yes.
Some things, right? I mean, it's incredible.
Yeah,
like,
she's
doing
doing
major brands.
Absolutely, I'm so proud of her.
I am too. She's like, literally, I'm almost there. You guys sound so kind. Like, I love about, and it's so funny. Angelique is, I'm just gonna, put on this. Angelique's one of the reasons why I'm even really more social media savvy, because she's the queen over here. And You are.
I'm still trying to figure it out half the time. So now I'm trying to figure out. Now I'm trying to figure out TikTok and these reels.
Okay, all right. I'll keep it with the TikTok. We were
Well,
all.
you know, people were saying, "Oh, TikTok's for kids," but people said the same thing about Instagram.
That's
when it
true.
first came out. And what you don't want to do if social media is something you're looking to get into, you don't want to be late to the party. So TikTok is, especially now during the pandemic, TikTok is not just for children. There are plenty of adults on there. There are plenty of different subject matters on there, such as politics. And I feel, to me, I don't mind that there are kids on there because I learn from them. They're doing things that, you know, my peers aren't doing yet. So I'm studying TikTok. I'm studying Reels. It's like flying an airplane to me right now. But like, I'll figure it out.
Can we expect an Angelique Miles doing a Running Man on the
Well, no, because that's not what TikTok is about. See, that's the misconception.
See, I'm okay.
See, that's the misconception.
That's number one. I'm looking at TikTok and I'm thinking you got to learn. You better know how to do some Running Man. They do all these moves and they're like and I'm like, oh gosh, this isn't gonna
No, it's not about that. You can do whatever you want on there, just like you can do whatever you want on Instagram. It's not about dances. You can do that if you want to, but you can just get on there and do what you're doing right now.
Oh,
for a minute.
Right.
And there's other bells and whistles on there too, but it's another tool, another vehicle, and nothing that comes out. Anyone shouldn't be so closed-minded as to think, oh, that's just for children, because the world is so much bigger than that, and you can learn something.
Right.
And like I said, Instagram started out the same way. So many people, I got a head start because I was open-minded enough to do the Instagram thing for years now. And then my peers didn't get on until much later because they thought, oh, that's just for kids. Nothing's just for kids anymore. Not when it comes to digital media.
Right. I recall several years ago, when you were on social media in the beginning, and we were still all trying to kind of figure it out a little bit, but it was something that I recall you just having a connection with. Like, I felt that. And you know what I mean? I'm just saying what I saw. And it was like, I think, but you have that way about you. Also, you kind of like when you see something and you go with it, you go with your gut, you go with your instinct. And then once you make a decision, you're all in.
Well, the thing is too, I like to be current.
Okay.
I don't want to be a relic. I want to be current. So I like to be aware of what's going on. So that's what it's for me. And I did see people were making whole careers out of digital media before I knew what an influencer was. So I did, at the time, I didn't, like I discussed before, I didn't articulate. I know how to articulate how I was going to monetize it, but I knew there was some monetization possible within the realm. So you might want to check out TikTok. Is what I'm trying to say.
I am. You hear that, Paul? Paul, we're checking out TikTok. You do TikTok? Where you at, Paul? Hey. That felt like a TikTok moment. He was like, TikTok. But seriously, Paul, do you TikTok? Do you do TikTok?
I mostly consume. I try producing, but I mostly consume it. It's really good. It's really good content. It's like any good content you want.
Really good. First of all, I get caught up some nights. I can get caught up some nights watching TikTok.
Okay.
There's some really talented people doing some really amazing things, some funny things, some serious things, like people tell stories. It's really interesting.
Yeah. I like it. I mean, it's definitely good content. So if you can tell a good story in a minute, you have it.
It's a rabbit hole, though. It's a rabbit hole. So
okay. Okay, so there's more to the story of TikTok than that.
I didn't say be open-minded. Check it out. I've only posted once on there because I'm still not, in the groove of it. But I definitely go on and see what people are talking about. And there's a whole political movement with young people over there, which is really amazing. So check it out.
You know, definitely. And you know, one of the things we were going to talk to Flo about, I'm going to talk to you about when she joins us, we can, you know, skim over it. But one of the things I was going to talk about was I mentioned before about us, and maybe I'm just right now I'm going to listen. But I'm going to ask you a question in regards to just in terms of, well, let's talk about Senator Kamala Harris and the VP, our pick, and just some of the noise around that, and your feelings about that from being a Black woman in HBCU, all that. Just wanted to get that question to you. What were your thoughts on that?
Of the whole, well, I'm voting blue, of course, because
yeah, of course, yeah.
There's a you know, white supremacist in the Oval Office. So, I mean, I don't care what they do, honestly. At this point, Joe Biden and Kamala could be on 125th and Lennox smoking weed for all I care, and I'm still voting for them. I wouldn't care. So, considering what's most troublesome to me is that people will say, "Oh, we just need to do this, or we need to do that," not understanding the danger and the severity of this man is he wants to be a dictator. He wants to be a dictator, and he's a white supremacist. There is no empowerment for us with that man in office. So the only thing that we should be thinking about is voting in November, and then we can work out the kinks later. But first things first. So, but you know, there are forces outside of the U.S. that, and I read this months ago, that Russians were infiltrating Black Twitter and Black social media to do things like this, to say things about Kamala and Joe Biden because they want Trump in office. And people, instead of doing their own research or getting news from reliable sources, people are regurgitating Russian propaganda and YouTube conspiracy theories, and from people that I thought were normal. I thought, like, there are people that are posting crazy stuff that I thought were level-headed, intelligent people. And I'm like, the world has gone mad. Like, up is down and down is up. But I do believe that Biden's going to win in November. It's not going to be easy because we're talking about people who cheat and who are just diabolical. So that's my thought on the whole thing.
Right. I agree. And you know, and the whole polling, the whole post office situation in terms of what's your thoughts on people sending by mail or going? What's your thoughts on that?
Well, a lot of people, like my mother, my parents, they vote by mail. Okay. There's some states that have, I think Colorado is only mail in. First of all, the guy in the Oval Office, he mails in his ballot. So does Bill Barr. They're just trying to disrupt the whole system and trying to cast doubt on the election because they know they're going to lose. Right. So, vote by any means necessary.
Any means necessary. It's that, you know, it's
I'll
that.
I'll probably vote early. But I'm going to vote. If I have to wait 80 hours in line, I'm going to vote.
You know, yeah.
It's debate for me.
You probably, yeah, I can see you doing that. I just said in the beginning part, I'm just one of those type of people that, you know, it's that receipt thing, that physical thing for me. And I know that I did it right. You know what I mean? Like, not saying that you don't vote for me, you're not doing it right. But I know if I went there and and if I gotta wait, and you know my patience, right?
New York is, there's early voting. You don't have to wait till November 3rd to vote. You can go and vote before then. So, especially now with the pandemic, no one has to wait till that date to vote. Right. So, and the lines will probably be a little different because people aren't at work.
Did you come over with shade?
Hi,
I'm about to throw you a little shot. No,
I'm so
Yeah,
embarrassed.
but Shay, you're such a celebrity.
she is.
I'm so embarrassed. Well, yeah, I won't even like do the thing where I'm negative, but I do want to thank you for your patience. I promise it was my fault. I got off the car service, like wasn't in the right terminal, and I was like trying to just like relax, and I tried to log on from my phone. But honestly, I'm learning that self-love means loving yourself even when you mess up and not like beating yourself up. And like I can only do what I can do, you know? If I had the intentions, I landed, I communicated, I apologized, but I was like sitting in the Uber watching you guys talk, like they're so attractive. Like look at them. Like literally, honestly, you guys, whenever you're ready, we need to pitch like literally you said the live with Regis and Kelly joke or whatever, but you two could do that. You two can literally do that. Like seriously, like those are like beautiful Black people. Hear me out. And I'm like pitching you guys having a talk show. You really should. Seriously. Musa and Angelique and Musa, A&M. I don't know. We'll talk.
Okay. I like those shades.
Thank you. They're from I got them
Chicago.
It was cool. It was quick, but I did my thing. I went in and I worked and I got the bag.
You nailed it. Got the bag. Well, getting the bag is the ultimate goal, but I know you did great work. And that was for, can we say who it was for?
Yeah, it was a Nike job. It was awesome.
Awesome. Anybody we know or?
No, but when it's shared, it will be shared on platforms of people that you know. Oh, sorry.
That sounds loud as hell.
No, it's my computer. But yes, platforms of people that you do know who have Nike cosigns.
Oh, cool.
I know Miss Williams will be one of them, and like some other woman. Yeah, it has to do with International Day of the Girl. So I'm really excited.
Okay, Venus or Serena?
Yeah, Serena.
Okay, I saw that Venus has a new fitness line out, activewear.
I feel like they both try and do things, and I think that's something I really admire about them, like their entrepreneurship and like it's like.
I didn't mean to jump in. Oh my God! Okay, sorry.
What?
Venus, right? Serena, you got Serena?
No, Musa. I was saying.
Let us talk.
Okay. Wait.
This is why men have to stay out of things sometimes. It was the most beautiful.
So no, that's wonderful. I can't wait to see that.
Yes.
So, okay, let's get started. You know, I know you so well but everyone else doesn't. So, tell us about your background. Like, who is FLO NGALA?
Yes. So, that's my sister.
Hey, Wendy.
Hello, Angelique.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. You look good and bright. Love seeing you. Okay, sorry. Clearly FLO NGALA is a family-oriented person. I am born and raised in Harlem, New York. My mom and dad immigrated to New York City in 1992. I was born in 95, so I just had a birthday at the top of the summer. And yeah, I think Musa honestly summed me up pretty well. I feel like I'm just a live, bubbly young person. I think that I kind of just wear my personality and myself on my sleeve, and I think that's something that I hope to continue to keep as I, God willing, reach new accolades and new heights and do new work and meet new people. I hope to always be humbled by that. It's kind of always been who I was. Oh, look at the picture of my mom. It's so cute.
I love that picture. So cute. So, what was growing up in Harlem like for you? Like, do you think that contributed to your interest in photography or?
Yeah, I think so for sure. I feel like even subconsciously, like just being around, just like the dope.
What was that? Wait a minute. Where was that? Was the baby picture. What was that? That was not a baby picture.
This is too much. I think it definitely contributed to my interest in yes, like photography and visual arts. I think when I was in school, I did African dance. I was an ice skater. I literally grew up in like a classic like African like braiding shop. And my mom and the other women who worked in the store would wear their traditional clothing and speak in their dialects. And so I feel like all of that just kind of authenticity and culture and energy honestly must have influenced like my upbringing a bit. So I feel like in high school, I started thrifting. There was a Salvation Army on 125th Street across the street from where Harlem Children's Zone is now. And I remember the first time I started shopping and just kind of curating my own taste and style, looking at magazines and stuff at Barnes & Noble, so on and so forth, just like little bits and pieces all over. And then, I graduated from high school and then college. And I think now I'm just kind of really becoming like the woman I think that I want to be, like that I envisioned myself being. So yeah, I'm a combination of lots of different things.
Of course, yeah. So what made you pick up the camera? Like the first time you picked up the camera and till now, like what was the inspiration for you to say, okay, this is something I could do and something I want to do for a living?
I don't know. I think that like passion and like the things that we love, we can't always explain why we love them or why we're good at them. Like, you couldn't, like, I'm sure like someone who is, demographically like myself or yourself or whatever could look at us and be like, wow, like, how does she work out and stay so fit? Or like, wow, how does she shoot for this person or that person? I think that like people see you get to that big place but don't realize like that's necessarily like what the goal is for you, if that makes sense. And so the thing that really was and is the goal for me, which has always been to see the world beautifully, to see like the authenticity of the world, to be inspired by that. All those things are honestly what must have kept me going and kept me shooting. There's no other explanation, I think. So I didn't know I would be where I am now. I don't know where like God wants me to go in like the next 5 years. So I think just like genuinely loving what I do, genuinely loving to see things differently, to be able to edit, to be able to be creative, that I think has sustained me as an image maker and as a creative person. And it's also manifested itself in different ways. Like, even how I came to met you and like the way our working relationship worked, just creativity with words, creativity with visuals, creativity with like, marketing. Like I think in general, I just love to be creative and love to be strategic. So those are the things that I thrive off of and hope to continue to be inspired by.
Absolutely. I always say that whatever you have a passion for, God blesses it. You know what I mean? It's like you have a passion for photography and you're being blessed with working with some amazing people and doing amazing things.
Cool.
It starts with the passion.
Yeah, I have to.
Yeah. So who are some of your influences?
In general, like, I just love, like photo-wise or life-wise or like what?
I mean, in general, of course, photographer-wise, but just in general, like who are some of your influences?
Definitely like comes from a lot of different places. Like first and foremost, I just like enjoy people who I think are real in themselves and like a vibe. I think that, I think people like that gravitate towards each other. I think that's how we met. Like even when you were talking to Musa earlier and saying like how you met, like you like met DM me and I was like, oh wow, I was like literally gonna reach out to you. I think that people kind of see those things in each other, and that's how some of the best, working relationships or friendships or sisterhoods or marriages or whatever are formed. It's like all of that. So damn, I think I forgot your question already. But it was
your influences. Like
my influences, yes. So I'm honestly influenced by like people. I'm a people person. That's part of why I love photography. I'm most inspired by that. I love music and fashion and culture and art and film. So different women, specifically, I think women of color for me always, who can navigate that space and be themselves, and be beautiful and be fly and get money and like, just like spread the wealth and the knowledge, all that stuff. Like those are the girls who I think I continue to struggle back to, I think, on my social media or try to hang out with and be influenced by. And it's funny, this is a perfect photo to pull up because, oh wow, listen to this research. This is a photo taken by someone named, taken by me, but the designer was someone named Sophie Zinga, who I met through one of her friends. And she, long story short, is, she's a mom of 2. She has her own atelier in Dakar, which is amazing. And she, sources local tailors and people to create her stuff. And she flew me out to create this lookbook because she saw my work and loved it. But when I was at her house, I was so inspired by just like, thank you, by her professionalism and her energy. And she was just like, she spoke like 4 languages and she has her master's and she was married and all that stuff like that. So she was like young and she was fly and she was doing her thing and she was empowering young women. And I think that's what like I'm most influenced by, people who are able to give back and kind of like still be like this dope person. So I love that we were able to create the photos. This is from 2016.
Oh, who's that?
She's a model. I don't know her name, but yeah, there were 2 models. They didn't speak like the most amazing English, but I speak a little French kind of, so I was able to like, I never
knew that. I never knew
really?
Had no idea.
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. So that was cool because I was there and I was like flexing that muscle. But yeah, that was awesome. I did that during like Thanksgiving break of like my junior year of college. I was like, hey, like I'll be back. I have to miss class because I'm going to Africa and like do something. So
that's so cool to know that young that you want to. Well, I know you you are African, but still to be that young and be like, I'm going. That's amazing.
Yeah.
What college did you go to?
Well, I went to a SUNY and then a CUNY. So I went to SUNY Albany upstate, and then I went to City College of New York, right on 137.
Right. Okay, so all right. So you're 25.
Yep.
I'm 54. What do 25-year-olds like to do for fun? What's a good time for you? Pre-COVID. Because right now it's like not fun.
Honestly, that's a good question. Honestly, even like when I was in Chicago, like one part of why I had a good time was I like hung out with 2 of my friends who, well, one of my friends, I had met her on another Nike thing that we did last year for Black History Month. She was a stylist and she was like a Chicago native. So it was cool to just like, my sister and I hung out with her and we got drinks and we like talked, and that was really fun. Yeah, like, I love dancing also. That's very, very my vibe. But like,
I love that dress. That was good. That's a really good dress on you. And everybody, you see her legs because
here you go.
I met you that night.
Going back to it.
I said, wait a minute. I'm like, does she play soccer or something? Because your legs are amazing. And we can tell everybody why your legs are so, or how your legs are so amazing, because you are an ice skater.
Yes. I'm an ice skater.
You're a figure skater.
Yeah, I'm a figure skater, and that's something else I used to. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, how'd you get into ice skating, to figure skating?
My parents, honestly, when I was like 5, 6 years old, I went to like PAL, like the Police Athletic League, and my parents, I was always like a talker, so I would get in trouble here and there, and so like soon enough, I think that when my mom,
let's keep her busy.
Yeah, no, seriously, like they would pull up to like pick me up, and there would always be like a conversation or something. Eventually, I know other ways to engage me. Like I got really like tyrant T. I think I've always been like a smart person. I think my parents saw that in me, but I became very like agitated almost. I had to stay stimulated. So figure skating definitely was like a way that I don't know, I think they were handing out flyers on like 1/15th or something. It was like Morningside Heights. That's where I used to, not Morningside, Manhattan Averson. We used to go there with kids, and they were handing out flyers. My parents picked one up, and yeah, that's kind of history. I did it from age 6 to 18. I took a break for like a year or so, but that was my first.
That's amazing to get that long. That's a long time.
No, it was a long time. It was like, it's really cool. I feel like people really don't know, but like I was really like OG there. I really like made my mark there. It was such a thing for me. Like, like younger women would look up to me, and it was so awesome. I was able to go back and donate like $5,000 to them like last year. So like stuff like that, like, I'm super like involved or try to be. And I think I'll probably like, I don't know, be an advisor, a young advisor, or a young board member.
You absolutely should do that. I mean, the fact that it even exists. I think that's one of the great things about growing up in Harlem or in the city like that, because, you know, I'm from New York. I grew up in Queens, and there's no figure skating for us out here. So I think that's just a testament to Harlem, to you know, to living in Harlem, honestly, because where else is that happening?
Yeah, literally. And I hope that with COVID and everything, I don't know who's watching, but definitely encourage all of the Ambassador magazine fans to look into figure skating in Harlem and supporting the organization, especially because of COVID this year. Like a lot of the, you know, money that comes from like them being able to sustain themselves happens at like their annual galas, and the galas have, you know, many wealthy people who can come.
They can't have the gala this year.
Yeah, and the gala. So the gala last year, Al Roker hosted it, and that came by way of like this New York Times piece I did about them. And so he caught wind of it, and I was on the Today Show. That was like a year ago. But he donated money. Obviously, he invites his friends, and Robin, this comes, and this person comes. So this year that didn't happen. So I pray that they still were able to, you know, be profitable. But definitely look them up. Definitely.
Maybe it's something virtually that can be done. We got to keep that going, because it's so important for young girls.
They did a virtual, but it's not the same, you know? People usually pay for seats and for drinks, and, you know, COVID just ruined so much.
And people don't have the money to people being tighter with their money too, so they may not give as much. And you just casually dropped that, you know, you did a New York Times piece on that, but that's a big deal.
You know, I'm trying to be as cool as you, Angelique, at all times. And I'm the best. We should talk about Jamaica. We should give the exclusive Best magazine drop about how you single-handedly saved my Jamaica trip. But now I'm ready for that conversation.
I was glad I was there. So, and we had a great time.
We had a great time. We should have sent Lucia pictures of us next to the pool. That hot picture that we both took.
That's right. You know what? That was a hot picture. I should have said that one. You know, we're probably both the same way. Like that was like 2 weeks ago. I've gone on to so many other pictures. You know what I mean? I'm like, okay, that was Jamaica. I'm making these pictures now.
Yeah,
but yeah. We should have. We can. I still have to post pictures from there. Like, you know, it'll come back around.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
What's he posting? What's that?
The best. That was me at the beach. That was day one after I should put it on.
And all these are dirty too. I gotta clean them.
That was me at the beach after I got abandoned by those girls.
Oh, that was Jamaica. Okay. Which beach was that?
That was the beach near where I was staying. I was at it was like far from Rock House, but that was like the beach near where I was staying. It was actually nice.
Someone's asking what happened in Jamaica. You want to give a brief?
Yeah, basically, no. Yeah, I told myself I'm not going to dwell on it anymore because the negative energy isn't even worth me casting into my life. So I will try and give this the most, you know, PG.
Well, give it a positive spin because it all turned out great. So give it a positive spin.
I was going to give you that. So basically, I just went to Jamaica. It was sort of weird vibes leading up to the trip. I was going with like this girl who I was friends with and some of her friends. And there's 4 of us. And because I'm busy and because like a lot of things were happening, I kind of wasn't being the best person to travel with. I was being a little like flaky or dodgy. And so long story short though, I got there. It was cool. For the first night, sort of, there was some beef between the girl and the other 2 people who were there. I was trying to mediate it. By the next morning, I was trying to fight the girl.
I know. You hit me like, I almost fought this girl. I was like, what?
Yeah, by the next morning, I kind of snapped. She just was like not the nicest person, and I snapped. So basically, luckily, Angelique also was coming out there to celebrate her birthday. And so I was able to connect with her, and she let me like so gracefully and like as all OGs do and like good people do, honestly, like let me stay with her. And the trip was like 10 times better, honestly, because like brought me lobster and like he was very kind. It was fun.
Well, I love you, Flo, and I was like, I mean, I was just happy that I was there and you didn't have to.
Yeah, it could have been dangerous too. That's the other thing. It was like,
yeah, I didn't like that they left you alone because that's like when I was growing up. That's like cardinal rule. We come together, we leave together. You don't just leave, especially in a foreign country. But you know what? Granted, you learned, but there was something else for you to do there. So it was a great way to learn about them, about yourself, and hey, Shantae.
Our other Jamaicans
was with us in Jamaica.
Yeah, we're all right here.
We had a good time at the Rock House. I'm trying to get back there. Okay, let's get back to your professional life. Okay, we were talking about COVID. So how has COVID affected your work, or has it at all?
Well, I think for starters, my first exposure to COVID was my mom's an essential worker, so that was like I was home for most of it. It was pretty scary. It's weird to think that like the year's ending. Like that seemed like such a dark time just a few months ago, like just being home all the time, and like the air being like toxic apparently. But my mom's an essential worker, so her going in and out, hearing stories from her, just like talking to her, you know, as like family does, just like it was kind of weird and eerie. And she, thank God, was able to keep a very positive energy the whole time. Well, that's just how my mom is. You've met her before. You spoke about her a little bit also. So I think in general, like, you know, moms are so amazing and praying mothers are so amazing because literally it's like, she literally was like, this, you know, the spirit of COVID will not touch this house. I rebuke it. Right. Her Jude. That's what she said. So that was energy like off in February and January, like you know. And so anyway, that was my first exposure to it, and I decided that I wanted to do a photo story on my mom. So I went ahead and like started taking pictures of her journey to and from the hospital. Or I tried to. She was going like every single day. And I felt like a bum. My siblings and I are like home, like chilling. So just her work ethic is so inspiring. I started photographing the journey, and I actually pitched some of the photos, and Essence picked up one of the images. So there's like a full-on page of my mom in Essence magazine. That's awesome. In summer. But anyway, all that to say, that was my first exposure to the very personal level, the very like mom, like, you know, my siblings and I have been like, can you just like work less? Like we actually didn't want her to go in so much. So my first exposure to it was very personal and very real in that way. And then it kind of transitioned into being more work-ish. And then after the protest picked up, I was like outside and shooting. And so it almost like didn't feel like it was a pandemic anymore. It went from like being home all the time to being very busy and being very around people and being very passionate. And now I think things are kind of picking back up. Like I just came back from my first actual job in months. So, but I also did like the photos for WAP in LA. That was like my first job in months. So even with that, like I went on set and they tested everybody.
And look how big. I mean, you go from that, you know. Well, you're doing the protest photos, which were amazing. I bought one from the show that you did with the photographers for the protest.
Yeah,
you took some amazing photos for the protest. But to emerge from that to work on WAP, which is like the biggest thing going on now.
Yeah.
And we can get into that more in depth about WAP because there's a whole big thing with some corny people my age and what they have to say about WAP. But anyway, talk to us about this huge opportunity to work. Well, I know you already work with Cardi B. So is that how that came about, or?
Wait, sorry. Was the question to talk about WAP or to talk about?
Well, we're going to talk about WAP in a second, but how did that all come about? Was that your agent? Was that?
Yeah.
Cardi, because I know you were already shooting Cardi.
Yeah. So I met Cardi and her team back in 2017 in Miami during the Hip Hop Awards. Shortly after Bodak Yellow had the summer that I had, and it was such a huge record. I was already familiar with the Atlantic Records team by way of Gucci Mane, who's someone else I was shooting. And then what was really cool about the Cardi work was that, you know, I kind of, I know as a photographer, it's really important to build trust with your subject. It's really important to be efficient. It's really important to be good. And I think that like a combination of those things allows people to trust you. And so I shot her, and then I was invited back to do different things with her. with Gucci. Like this was him in Hawaii, like the Ritz Carlton. Like he flew me out with him and his wife and his bodyguards, and we shot some stuff out there, which was really cool. It was actually supposed to be for an album cover. It didn't work out, but like that was just one of my favorite photos of him. So I say all that to say, yeah, like Cardi was a really good example of just like when timing meets talent. Ooh, I'm spitting bars. When timing meets talent. I think I was ready, and the opportunity came, and the time was right, and I was able to just get in there and create images of her. You know, when she was still like, I mean, she's already pretty famous, like Instagram and everything. She was already viral and stuff. But that compared to like where she is now, like, you know, the fact that this is the work she's doing now, it feels like such a level up. So yeah,
crazy level up, all the way up,
all the way. The budgets are.
And then they've also shot Meg since then for Revlon and
yeah.
To take it back to, I love the Burna Boy shots. I mean, that was pre-COVID, but those Burna Boy shots were insane.
Yeah.
That's on your best work. How did you start getting? Who was the first celebrity you worked with, and how did that introduce you to working with other celebrities, or like how did the whole celebrity photographer thing come about?
I would say the first thing I ever shot of a celebrity was Fat Joe and Remy Ma. On the set of the song All the Way Up, the video for it. So I kind of like got thrown into it randomly. And yeah, I just brought my camera. It was like 2016. It was the first time I'd ever been on set with like celebrities or been in that environment or atmosphere at all. So I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna bring my camera. I can, you know, get some stuff for my portfolio, blah, blah, blah. Prior to that, I had obviously been shooting still, but I was taking pictures of like, people I knew, doing like random photo stuff. Like I just like taking photos. So it wasn't like I ever said like, you know, I want to be a photographer. Like I never actually like thought that was like my goal. I wanted to do creative direction and be an art director. That's still what I want to do, but photography ended up picking up really quickly, and one thing sort of led to another. And so it's been like a domino effect ever since. To the point where I'm working with Busta now, which is the full circle.
Right.
Yeah.
We were just talking about that because I signed Busta Rhymes to a publishing deal. So when she told me she was working with Busta, I was like, "Oh, tell Busta." I said, "Hey, it's such a small music world."
Yeah.
So crazy. Are there any thoughts? Do you have like political thoughts about what's happening now? About like Biden, Harris, any of that stuff? I mean, I know you did the protest thing.
Yeah, I wish I was more into politics, honestly. I'm not even gonna lie. I like am familiar, but I sound like I don't really watch the news so much. I think personally, like my own threshold for energy is like, it gets overwhelming for me.
Do you plan to vote?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Okay.
And I've only been able to.
That's the most
important. Yeah. I think I've only been able to vote in like the past 2 elections, or 2 maybe or so. Yeah, but like I have voted both times. So yeah. I think
there's a lot going on right now. So I understand sometimes wanting to turn it off, but
right.
You know, as long as you vote, that's the main thing, because you can talk to the to their mouths turn blue, but it doesn't matter if you don't vote.
Yeah, exactly.
What I wanted to ask about too, the WAP song. Now, I've gotten into debate with people my age because they're just so suddenly up in arms about this explicit song, like they weren't. And I was like, y'all act like you didn't recite every word to Little Kim's Big Mama thing, which is just as explicit. But now everybody wants to. People really, for lack of a better word, slut shaming these young ladies for this song. And I'm like, to me, it sounded like a song of empowerment, because they're saying, this is who I am, this is what I want to do. And they're talking about consensual sex amongst 2 adults, not everybody. And to me, they just took ownership of it. And yeah. I always feel like, people have a problem with Black women taking ownership of that because they think it belongs to them when it actually belongs to us. And now that's a discussion amongst older people. I am of the opinion that it's not that big of a discussion amongst younger people. Is that the truth? Do you feel that? Like, is it a discussion amongst you guys? Do you care about it?
I think that younger people, honestly, like we're more into like the TikTok. Like I don't think people are actually like, well, that's not true. I think people definitely are talking about it. Like I think every time. Wait, I'm so impressed with Moose's setup here. I'm sorry. The video's like playing.
Yeah, it's good, right?
It's a real TV show.
It's a professional situation.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that people are more into like just like the, I don't know, like our generation. I honestly wouldn't give people enough credit to sit and really digest and like think about this song in like a female empowerment way or like anything like that. It's more like, oh my gosh, why didn't Cardi B put a Black woman in the video instead of
Kylie Jenner? Right.
Or that's what we went to. That's what we decided to like speak on instead of talking about how amazing it is that Megan Thee Stallion and Cardi B have collaborated on it. You know, I mean, it's just sad. Like that's what I think, you know. But I don't know. I think you pick your poison. You decide what you give your focus to. For me, like even with the Kylie stuff or the whatever stuff, I think it was really awesome to be able to be a photographer on the set, and so I just wanted to focus on the images and the pictures.
Mm-hmm.
I think that Cardi and Megan both are in really different points in their careers, and I think that there was a point where Megan Thee Stallion definitely was like, "Oh wow, Cardi B is like the biggest female rapper or rap." It was probably she's like the biggest rapper like out, period. And now for them to be working together is amazing. So I feel like that was their first time meeting in person. I don't know, like Megan Thee Stallion literally grew up, so I'm not sure how starstruck she still is, but you know the way that they supported each other and you know laughed with each other and their teams, like it was like all family. It was really cool. You know, like literally.
I like that. That's what it's about for you, and not the distraction of the other stuff like that. People are trying to, older people. That is we're trying to make about it. It's like, you know,
time.
Who has time? People have sex. People have consensual sex. I don't know. I'm like, I told one guy on social media, I'm like, okay, let me get this straight. So you want WAP, but nobody's supposed to talk about WAP.
Right.
Which is just insane and silly. But like I said, people don't think, people get uncomfortable with Black women taking ownership of it instead of it being for them. That's my theory. But I'm glad that young people have normalized consensual sex between adults, so it's not that deep, because it's really not. And you know, this has been going on since the days of Bessie Smith. Like raunchy songs are not new, and they're not going to stop here. So anyway, my 2 cents. Let's see. I have a list of questions for you, but I don't think we have enough time for everything. Let's say what's next for you?
For me, what's next is continuing to work and you know build up my life as a young adult. I thought it was funny when you guys were talking about me, my siblings and I as kids, and you're like, no, they're not kids, they're adults. But yeah, like I want to continue to build up. I feel like I'm like 25. I'm like knee deep in adulthood. You know, I feel like I have a good grip on it right now. I feel really blessed to be able to make a living as a freelance photographer and do what I love and what I want. I think I want to continue to harness my other talents and other things in my skill set. You know, I talk to you and Musa pretty candidly, pretty often, and you guys, you know, you hear how my mind goes and rambles and how I connect it with things. And I really think it's time for me to figure out ways to apply that in a way that's beyond just like my, you know, 2-minute rants. I really want to learn more about strategy and design and marketing and being creative. That's always my goal, to be a photographer and then some kind of like creative director or visual director or image director. So that's what like the big goal is for me. And hopefully sooner than later, also figuring out ways to give back and support Harlem. I think a lot about what it looks like to be a young woman, be a young person who has been able to feel like, the beginning of like success. And I want to make sure that, because, growing up, there was no one who looked like me, who was like doing that for me. So in any way that I can, even if it's like Cardi B, like kids love Cardi B. And when I've spoken at schools and stuff, it's always like, wait, so you really know her? Like, oh my God, can you tell her to come here? Like, even if that's the way that like God has made it so that like that's the thing that like lets people be interested in me, like actually speaking on purpose and speaking on passion and speaking on like photography, I will take it and I will be grateful for it. So I think that'll come soon. I think that's already in my heart, and I want to work hard on that. Hopefully next year, hopefully after COVID. And yeah, that's pretty much it for now.
I think that's great that you want to be. Sometimes it's just about being an example for young ladies, because sometimes you don't know it until you see it. You know what I mean? You have to see it to be able to know that I can achieve it. And I'm sure some young ladies look at you and say, look what she did, I can do it too. So I think that's great that you want to give back in that way, because you are an example. I mean, look what you're doing. You're a superstar ice skater, now you're a superstar photographer, and you're about to be a superstar director, art director.
Yeah.
I see the progression. I see where you're going with it. I think and you're going to be amazing at that too, because I know once you put your mind to something and you say, this is what I want to do, you put your all into it. So it's only, it's right around the corner. I mean, well, it's already happening. So.
Thank you so much. And I really appreciate you guys for supporting. I know I met you guys like a year. Oh, excuse me. I met you guys about a year or two ago, right? I think Angelique, like 2 years.
Like a little over a year ago.
Yeah, but I think that you guys
it seems like forever, right?
Yeah.
It seems like forever. That was just over a year ago.
You're so supportive, and I appreciate it. So thank you.
Who's that?
Hey guys,
Courtney.
It's Courtney, the photographer.
I can't see.
Hey, how you guys doing?
Courtney, everybody doesn't know, this is Courtney Douglas. He's one of our photographers. He does a lot of our behind the scenes stuff for Ambassador Digital Magazine. But in this case, he also did one cover before, which was Samuel Hardgrass, which is back in the very beginning. I did it before. But anyway, for this particular time, he was, we wanted him to do the cover with FLO. He's young, he's from Harlem, he's 31 years old, 33 years old.
Yeah.
He's in his Jesus year.
He's in his Jesus year.
Yes. Yes.
And he's from St. Nicholas. Projects or houses? What do you say?
Projects. We say projects.
You said a project. I just wanted to. I said houses. St. Nicholas House, the project of Harlem. Yes. And so are you. And I wanted to bring you two together, which I totally love doing stuff like that.
This is great.
And now we want to this is the first for us, by the way, because FLO was like, I'm not a model, I'm a photographer, yada, yada, yada. She's like, it's true, look at her. And so, but you know what? You're great. You have a great energy, and we got great stuff. And it was me, Paul, and Courtney, but it was really me and Paul. We had a bit of a hard time selecting the cover. So guess what? This is the first ever in a couple of ways. I love the glasses, by the way, Angelique.
Yeah, those are, I like those. That's the flavor.
And
they're readers.
We love you, Love Jones. Love Jones something. Hey. And Charles and Lewis. Okay. Anyway, it was a first for us having a guest host, Angelique Miles. But it was also a first because now we have not one cover, right? Two cover, which we've had before. Guess what? We have three cover. And I'll tell you why. We want to have fun. You know what the hell?
I love that.
It's
so intense. Angela shoots back.
Oh, that's beautiful. Does Wendy you see it?
I do see it. I'm trying to stay out the frame. Not here. That is so beautiful.
What an intense photo.
Shoots back.
I love that.
I like that. Yeah, man.
That's so you. That's so
Courtney,
you. Flo.
thank you. And there's Flo giving
Not a
it.
problem.
Flo giving it. And
I love that.
I'm waiting for the other two
He
covers.
said Flo giving it.
okay, hold on. It's not over. It's not over. Paul.
This is such a
I know, right?
an award.
Oh, here we go.
Oh.
Oh, wow.
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 It's a
That's
little
beautiful,
bit,
man.
but it's so
Wow.
sharp.
Damn.
You guys
Yes.
killed this. Flo looks
That
so
was good.
good.
Oh,
And this is the,
That's
and the last one. It's actually 2 covers with a bonus. And the bonus cover is just it just we couldn't let it go because it's so Flo. It's so Flo.
It's so
What the hell?
It's so
Open it.
fun.
Open it.
It's so Flo. Watch that. So, we had to give it. That's why you got 3 covers because it's so Flo.
Ah.
Wow.
Wow, this is really
Yeah, man.
It's just a joyous. It's an
Guys,
epic
she's
shot.
never had braces.
So
What'd she say?
we're
I
gonna
said she's
post.
never even had braces. That's
Yeah, your
all.
teeth are beautiful. You have a great smile, sis. Seriously.
thanks.
This is a great smile.
Yo,
We're gonna
Everything.
post the 2 shots.
Everything. It's everything.
Oh, love you, Flo. We
It's
love you.
my birthday.
And happy birthday. This is a belated for you.
Oh,
But
happy belated. Yeah. Wow.
My birthday was in May, but thank you.
I'm like,
Whatever.
she's a Gemini.
This is beautiful. So
Happy
cool. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Wow.
How does it feel to be on the How does it feel to be on the other side of the camera? Like
Oh,
this?
question.
Wait, can I see the first one again? I already. Oh no, I remember. I'm trying to remember what they all look like. There's so many of them.
It's okay.
It feels cool. I mean, it feels interesting. I think, yeah, I think I've always been into like my image. I just have to like work on. I've done self-portrait stuff, but I think I have to work on being comfortable with other people photographing me and like allowing their vision to like come through. Like it is really cool to photograph. So I'm really thankful that people sometimes can see the beauty where you may not always see it, but like literally you brought something out of me like I've never seen myself before. It's a beautiful thing. So
Right.
thank you for that.
And if I want to jump in there, and that's maybe part of the reason also why we just wanted to throw love to you, because you kept saying that.
Yes.
And it was so hard for me to believe that you had any kind of beauty issues. Because, you know, when I look at you or at Angelique, whatever, you so. Can I curse? On my show?
I don't think the FCC is.
All right, man. But you guys are. It's like, come on now.
Beautiful shot.
That's a beautiful shot.
And
Yeah.
Courtney, you did your thing. Courtney,
Thank you, brother.
Yes, Courtney,
Thank
you did
you.
that.
Thank
Look
you.
at that.
Can I say something?
Yes, you
It
can.
meant thank you. It meant a lot for me because I did take note to you mentioning issues on, you know, just the beauty that was, you know, that you struggled with in the past. And for me as a Black man with an eye, I feel like it's my duty, like it's my job to help our people, especially our women, like unlearn the standards of beauty that society set up on us and like reteach. So it was an honor for me to be able to, you know, show you what I saw through my eyes, through our eyes. So I'm glad. You're welcome.
That's sweet.
That's well said. Yeah.
Well said.
Very well said, Courtney.
Thank you.
The kids
Thank
are all
you,
right.
guys. We're not kids.
We're like,
I did the high resolution. Like, how can I get the?
Oh, the cover, right?
I'm on with the everything on it.
So, okay, just so you guys know, and I have to say this, guys. So this will be with the story and our other editorial shots will be published, if not tomorrow, by Saturday. Okay?
So, okay.
That's how we do it.
So I'll break Graham then. Wait, can I see all three again? Can you go?
All three? Okay.
Show her all three again.
One more time.
I think, which one is your favorite? I think I have two favorites.
I have two favorites.
Me too.
Yeah.
I think for me it's the smiling one and that one. That one looks crazy. That looks like a that looks crazy.
It's so dope. I like the smiling one too.
It is.
Because I like you have great.
Yeah.
I love this one. It's the smile. The two original ones were the smile one, where that one you just saw is a cover. In that one.
That was really cool. That's really cool.
And then
That's
the other
so
one,
beautiful. I love
the other
that.
was a bonus shot.
The orange with the orange?
Yes.
Yes.
But it was the
Yeah,
colors are going to be the first one with the color one, the color shot, and this one will be on our. You know, you can get the third one, but that's
so beautiful. Yeah, and it's cool
two covers for you. Okay.
it's cool because it feels like like they feel opposite too. Like even like one's color, one's black and white, or one has a dark background. I think the other one has a lighter background. So they it feels like a yin and yang. If you put them next to each other, it feels like a
It's the balance of you. You know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So it's like a deeper meaning, even though. But three, damn, that's awesome. That's really awesome. Thank you so much.
The third is, like I said, the third one is just love.
I'm gonna get it printed. I'm gonna get it printed and framed once I
Dope.
That's so cool. Thank you.
Listen, I want to say to everyone that joined us today, once again, thank you guys for always supporting our show. You can watch it later and supporting Ambassador Digital Magazine. I want to thank tonight my beautiful guest host, Angelique Miles, for coming and showing out. She over here with the glasses, everybody's all that, giving us everything right now.
Angelique with the glasses is her smile. That's her.
And Flo, thank you. I know that you were working and you made it here. Flew in, was flying in from Chicago. So thank you so much. You made it. I'm glad that you joined us. Thank you, Courtney. Thank you for those beautiful shots.
Not a problem. It felt great to be a part of the magic. Absolutely.
As always, I thank you, my creative director, photographer, Paul Marion. Marion?
Hey, Paul.
Wait, Paul's brief.
Paul is funny.
Let's see it.
Paul does funny stuff.
Wait, can you bring him back? I want to ask him a question.
Oh, wait, Paul, come back.
Hey, Flo, how you doing? Hey, Courtney.
What's up, Paul?
The wizard.
How do you feel about the cover?
I think they're beautiful. I mean, I worked with the images to make the cover design. So I laid out the cover. So it was actually like a design challenge. There was like negative positives because it was really strong and tense there. But it worked. I mean, the name's kind of short and like it made it like nice design challenge, kind of fit your name inside of a space that didn't step on the image. I was working in design, like my eye was now trained like lettering and design and layout, not about composition and like kind of lighting and editing. The photo was perfect. It came out nice. And I see it that way. So
I noticed because FLO NGALA shoots back, it's like the black, or it's like white where my skin, the letters were white where my skin was, but yeah, it doesn't feel like, it doesn't feel like too many words. So yeah.
Like that, I really
great. That's so great.
It looks great.
That's iconic. That's iconic.
So
I know. I feel
it feels like a movie poster.
I definitely feel like I've been really blessed. Like I think this year I feel like a lot of the photos this is like the second photo that's been taken of me that feels like when I look back at it, it'll feel representative of a time in my life, and like or like things. I think that's what beautiful images are. They kind of literally reflect the times. So thank you. It's really like
we're the team effort. We're happy to celebrate, and we're happy you're here with us. So thank you.
Yes. Thank you guys. And we are, thank you guys. And here we are. We have come to the end of the show. I want to, like I said, we all want to thank you guys for coming on and, supporting us. Thank you, everyone. And we will not be here next week. We are taking a week off for Labor Day.
Oh, wow.
Next Thursday, we're coming the week after. So what is that? Paul, that is the 17th.
Yeah, 17th.
We're back on the 17th. So we're taking a week off. We're gonna, we've been laboring. We've been in labor.
Labors of love. Labors of love.
Cool.
So anyway, again, this was awesome.
Thank you for having me. I love you.
Yes,
Flo.
babe. Love you, guys. Love you guys.
Thank you, man. It's a pleasure.
Fun. Thank
Hope
you
to see
so
you guys
much.
soon, all right?
See you soon, Courtney.